So let's quickly go into our next topic, which is that the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer came out. And here's the thing: do you wanna go into it?
Well, truth be told, I don't really watch the trailers at all for Marvel. If it's a movie that I want to see, clean slate, as you mentioned before to me, I want to just to watch it and just say, wow, this I have not seen this at all. And I don't know, that's just how I am. Some people love watching the trailer to see, hype up themselves for the movie, but I want to see everything clear. Like, I don't know. It's just,
She's someone who loves watching the Marvel movies with a clean slate. Like she does not want to know anything.
no spoilers, no nothing. I feel like for me personally, since I didn't really watch many movies growing up, I feel like this is something I personally do for myself.
Yeah.
It's hard. So difficult, especially
Very
when you're watching movies and you see the trailers coming on. I'd have to step out or have to do something.
Oh no, you don't just step out. Literally, I'm just screaming, "Hey, Marvel movie, cover your eyes, cover your ears."
It's so bad. It's so difficult.
But it's
on social media. It's just difficult to escape it.
especially in the big ones, right? Like right before No Way Home, like the amount of spoilers out there. I mean, remember there was all those photos out there. Even I was like, "Oh my
People
god!"
spoiling things that I've heard this. I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing.
But it's fun though, because when you watch a movie right on the spot, right, without knowing anything from the trailers, you're just amazed by what is presented to you. Like
Rather than
surprises.
thinking, that's from the trailer. Oh my god, this is that one scene. I know nothing. It's just enjoying the movie overall.
You're just enjoying the moment. That's just what it is, right? So, but I know you haven't seen it, but you know what the general story is, right?
Yes.
Like, there's going to be a mighty Thor, played by Jane Foster, which means that Natalie Portman's gonna return, Taika Waititi's returning. But of course, like, right before the trailer, there was a whole lot of concern for the fact that the trailer hadn't been out yet, because
Oh yeah, I remember that.
everyone was just wondering, like, when is the trailer gonna come out?
Coming out real soon, so.
And it's funny because it got to a point where people are just like posting memes like, when is it going to come out? Will it ever come out? But I think the biggest concern is that we were, I think, about less than 100 days or something until its July 8th release. Doctor Strange is about to come out in 2 weeks.
Still have not seen that trailer either.
Still have not seen a trailer, but there was still no footage, like no first preview.
I remember, I think a year ago there was like a photo for them that they're filming it, but other than that, I've heard it's been radio silence on that.
It was radio silent and nothing up until Monday, where it just unexpectedly just dropped on Twitter. I literally just wake up and like, oh, the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer just came out. Time to watch it. I mean, I know you haven't seen it. I loved it.
Okay.
There's one part that there's only one scene I am pretty sure a lot of people cannot stop talking about. You know the Guardians are in this film, right?
Yes.
Alright, there's one part in the film where it's like Thor and Peter Quill are like interacting,
Okay.
and
Y'all probably know what she's talking about. I don't.
and it's just like a thing that goes. There's like
A back and forth kind of thing?
what?
Kind of back and forth with them, or?
It's not a back and forth, but it's more so like Peter is trying to comfort him. Because now remember, Thor is, even though he's, like, I mean, we've seen him since Ragnarok, like, he's been a bit more comedic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, he has probably one of the saddest stories because he's lost basically everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they do give that essence in this trailer that he is basically on his own. He's lost his father, he's lost his mother. He thinks that his brother's gone. I mean, we've seen the Loki series, but he doesn't know that. Or we don't know how the Loki series will connect with the Thor. We don't know yet, but he's alone. He remember, he even went on. He was in a very, very dark place, even in Endgame, right?
Yes.
Like, he felt very defeated, right? I mean, he did eventually redeem himself. I mean, eventually Thanos was defeated and everybody did come back, but
it was just a difficult time overall for him.
he even gave up his own title as king and gave it to Valkyrie, right?
Now he's pretty much starting everything anew.
Yeah, and this is a big part of the trailer, right? So I know you haven't seen it, but a big part is like he's going through a whole journey of self-discovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part of the trailer. But even then, and there's a part of him where he does kind of become Thor, but he's not exactly Thor. Because, again, he's going through a whole a journey through self-discovery, right? He's trying to find his purpose. Because now, remember, I guess, he's the only Avenger left from the original cast. Because Cap basically retired, Tony died, Natasha died, Hulk is there, but...
Is he
and Hawkeye's like, I just want to go and have Christmas with my family that perished for 5 years. So,
from the original cast?
Yeah, and that's the 6 original cast, right? But in that same cast, he's like one of the top 3 most important characters and one of the more powerful ones. So, and in this trailer, they show that, like, oh, now that his time as an Avenger has, you know, kind of come to a close, right? Now it's like he's trying to find a new purpose because he's kind of a god. Remember, he's a demigod. I mean, this is coming from Norse mythology, right? So he's a god in a sense. Mm-hmm. He's sort of immortal, although we've seen that if Odin, a god, can die, then he could probably die too. But we can see from that trailer that he's just in a whole different mindset, right? But even with that being said, right, one of the things is that he does somehow come back, right? And he is somehow involved with the Guardians. There's going to be... And you know the villain is God the Gore Butcher, right? Who will be played by Christian Bale. I know... Okay, so you don't know. Okay.
I didn't know.
Well, I mean, you don't even know who it is,
No,
right?
I take... Only... If you're trying to do technical details, I would have no idea.
And here's the thing, they don't even show him in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And first off, this is not even a trailer, it's a teaser trailer. So this just teases you what this movie's going to be about. But at least it's first footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't give you any footage of the first look of God the Gore Butcher. That's one of the things that this trailer does not, show. And that's kind of this is why I'm kind of just like, oh man, I want to see how he looks. And that they didn't even show it him. But they did reveal Valkyrie, the Guardians, the funniest scene between Star-Lord and Thor. There's kind of something they kind of imply, although I won't go into details of it. And then of course they give the first footage of Mighty Thor, and Natalie Portman looks incredible. Like, I know you have.
I know. I would wish I could see that, but even though it's just a teaser, I'm not gonna do that to myself. Cause then I'm gonna want to watch the next trailer. I want to know more details, and I'm like, that defeats the purpose here.
But she looks incredible, and I'm so excited to see her as the Mighty Thor, and just to see what happens. Right? I mean, this trailer doesn't really give you too much. Yeah, it just shows, hey, these are our characters. They're gonna be in this movie, except for we didn't really get the villain, but it's okay. But yeah, I mean, the nice thing though is we finally got a trailer. That's the big part, right? We got a trailer. Movie, because now there was concerns again that, oh, why isn't the trailer out? Is the movie gonna get delayed? Is there any issues going on?
There's been so many movies being delayed. We're kind of scared on that.
I mean, we've seen that with the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That just got delayed recently.
Hopefully it's for good reason. And
yeah.
You can only hope for the best that they can do.
But at least for what we know, Love and Thunder is going to come out July 8th. That's a good news. And now we just have to see what happens between now and then. Because right now, Marvel is at... I mean, they're really dominating everything again.
They are.
They have Moon Knight that's right now playing. I think the 5th episode's going to come out this week, and you need to catch up, by the way.
I do need to catch up.
Homework, get it done. We need to discuss. By the time we have our next episode, we're going to discuss it, and you have to have
to watch it.
You have to have at least watched it.
You know how much I slack on that.
But watch it. It's so good.
I have to watch. Somehow... this week. I have to start watching it.
The 4th episode, though, oh
How
my
many
god.
episodes are we into it now?
Right now, the 4th one just dropped on Wednesday, and it's bizarre and mind-blowing. And it really, I mean, it goes into the whole adventure of, like, Egyptian mythology, but the latest episode really dives into the whole psychological mindset. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. But go in, get into it, because I really want to go. Because here's the thing, and I know we kind of digress a little bit, but it's okay. But here's the thing. So the critics who have seen the series before it premiered, right? They've only were able to watch for up to 4 episodes.
Oh,
so
that's interesting.
The 5th episode, everyone is going in blind eye. No one knows what happened. Not even the
critics. That's an interesting way they did that.
Yeah, and so
that's a first. Well, kind of.
Maybe not the first.
I mean, with the series, I
yeah.
think they've done it something similar to movies, but with series, having them not see one episode goes to show like maybe this is something like
they've seen it. They've seen the first 4 episodes,
but not the last.
Not the last 2. So we don't know what's going. Like, it makes you wonder, what are they hiding? What is going on?
It sounds interesting.
It sounds really. So get into it, because we're gonna talk about it this upcoming week. But yeah, we digress a little bit into Moon Knight. But Moon Knight is
part of the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah, and Moon Knight is great, and right now Marvel's dominating that. And then Doctor Strange,
despite them ending the Avengers, kind of ending the Avengers series phase, we're going to the next phase. They're still
going strong.
Very strong.
Because they always have something new, right? Somehow they're able to elevate the story, the performance, like. They're just not going generic, right? Unlike
or reusing
Morbius.
some plots. Even the reusing some plots and tweaking a little bit. I've known a lot of movies have done that.
Mm-hmm.
This is always something new every single time. So
sorry about that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, and not just that, but Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's gonna be the next big thing.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
Which I cannot wait to talk about next week when we go into predictions. We'll talk more about later on. But I'm so excited. But with that being said, I'm excited about Thor: Love and Thunder 2. It's just the 80s vibe and just the fun energy you get out of that. I'm so excited.
Can't wait to see it in theaters.
So, yeah, we talked about the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer. It's finally dropped, but what do you think? Did you love it? Were there things that you would have loved to see? What do you hope will happen next? And, yeah, that's
all we could talk about that.
That's all we can talk about, because she hasn't seen the trailer. So let's